What's going on, people? Your boy Sir Tokes, aka the Beast, here with another extra ginger for you all. And of course, the man that is always working, Slang Hugh, is with me again. What's Guanin Slang?
Gainfully employed, or at least employed. The gainful part is still in question. I'm here, though. I'm here, man.
Gotta make the ends meet. Make those ends meet. That's it.
Exactly.
I mean,
more than I'm trying to make them more than meet at this point.
Oh, okay. Let's start off. Let's go right into it. Now, you're just working just to provide funds for your actual passion and dream. Is that correct? Is that what you're in that lifestyle right now?
That's not the only reason. I wouldn't say that's the only.
Well, of course, to eat and all that, but I'm just saying, like, if you could find another job that pays decent around the same amount, would you change the job? That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely. Around the same amount? No.
Oh, it has to be more.
Yeah. Okay. Because my job is easy, and I don't see myself getting another job that pays this money being this easy.
Okay.
For me, anyway. For me,
nope, that makes sense.
That's my personal feeling. So it definitely would have to be for more. I'm not leaving here for the same amount. Definitely not. And it would have to be a good amount more.
So because of the ease of work is why you're still staying at this job with this salary.
Yeah, it's a good thing I took off my name tag. But yeah. I was just talking about excuse me. I was just talking about this the other day with a colleague of mine. Mm-hmm. Saying pretty much the ease of the job is what keeps us here. I get paid well enough. Mm-hmm. It could always be more, of course. But for my job, like again, for the ease of the job, I think I get paid well.
Okay. But now, are you now actively looking for something more or easier or challenge? Like, what is in the job for you?
It's really just money, man. Because like to round back to your first question, it's at this point in life, and almost every point in life, but more so on this point in life, I'm just focused on what are you paying me for what I have to do. There's no allegiances. There's no, we're not family, none of this. Because if I win the lottery tomorrow, I'm out. Like, well, not the next day, but I'm out. Just like as if you find somebody better than me at doing this job, I'm out.
You're out. Yeah.
So I don't fool myself with all that. It's at this point, it's really more about what do you want me to do? Okay. And how much are you going to pay me to do that? And that's it. But not to be long-winded as I normally am long-winded anyway. I'm trying to, and now it's a choice for me of going to find a job that pays more or going back to school to then find a job that pays more.
Okay.
Or find a job that I'm more interested in that pays more.
Okay, but you're still doing a job that is fueling your passion with your music.
Yes.
So if is there going to be
fuels itself?
Yes. So my question is, are you going to put in more funds or more resources to make that more lucrative for yourself?
Into the music?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. What's crazy is, man, to keep it at 100, it's crazy that I've been doing music this long, and I personally don't feel that I've put enough money into it.
Really?
To say, yeah, no, I don't.
But mind you, you have been blessed with working with people that really are not charging you per se. You're kind of collabing with everybody, right? I mean, from the time we were working together and we did the music video. I mean, and like Mamoon was there. That's what I'm saying. Like, right? You have
all of that. I've been doing music for 23.
What, 23 years, yo?
So yeah, I've been doing music for at least 20 years.
Yeah,
at least 20 years. I've been involved in some kind of way of music.
Yeah.
So I don't, and that's one of my quote unquote regrets. Even though I don't really believe in regrets, but that's one of my only, I guess, regrets or wishes that I put more money into it. Because even what you're saying is more reason why I should have put more money into the business side of it, not so much the
producing, the creation of it.
Yeah, the creation side of it, yes, that kind of came easy. Connections kind of came easy.
Right.
I met people, and it's not even that it was easy, but it was, once you're in it, it rolls. The ball rolls. But the little money that I ever did have, should have more invested in more again into myself. Like, and that goes with almost any business. That goes with almost any self-employed, or you're self-employed or you have your own business. You got to put money back into it to potentially make money off of it.
I remember, I think we were working 407 and you dropped the SARS album. Now, I don't know if I made the label for it, but I remember we were cutting out labels at work to put them in the CD holders. I'm like, man, this is how the beginnings work, right?
Yeah.
This is how it is. You're here cutting stuff at your
Just
job to
reminded
make.
me of
Yeah, I'm
that.
like,
It's so
wow,
funny.
that's serious.
And
That
we
is
did the
serious. But
SARS at the same time as another crew was making SARS, the big SARS that was
Yeah.
huge in the city. at the
but
exact
again,
same time.
but that's the thing. Like it's almost like if you knew what you know now back then, you'd be on a different level, whole different level.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Shout out Finn. Finn always says, if I knew my next if he ever raps again, his project will be "If I Knew Now What I Knew Then."
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
If I knew then what I know now.
Yes.
Something like that.
Yes. Yes.
Anyway.
If I knew then what I know now.
Yeah,
yes.
Be a different story, but right, that's why we don't have the time machine. At least we don't have the time machine.
Yeah, we don't have access yet.
Yeah, we may not have access. If you had the time machine.
I think we did talk about the time machine, about how what would we do if we had access to the time machine? What would you tell yourself back then? Or what would you do, or what would you give yourself? Is there anything you would give them to say, hey?
Besides the last 20 years of the NBA championship results, and give them the sports almanac like Michael J. Fox.
Man, that movie's crazy.
No, but if it's like a piece of advice thing, I would say, what age are we talking about?
Well, okay, that's true. That's a good point. We'll say teenage years. We'll say
okay.
Say
high school years, like
15, 16, 17.
I would say something along the lines of, I know what I'm about to say to you is you're probably not gonna end up following it anyway. But I'd be an idiot not to take this opportunity to try to tell you that dream that you have, go after it with reckless abandon. Show yourself first, but also show everybody that it is possible to get there. Believe in it, because it is possible to get there. Because 15 years, 20 years from now, a guy from this very city that you're from is going to be the biggest music star in the world. I know you can't see it. None of us can see it.
I was talking about Aubrey right there.
Just go after it with reckless abandon.
Okay. That makes sense.
Stay at the job for as long as you got to stay at it, but save that money and put it towards your dream.
I like that. What
about you? What would you tell go ahead. What would you tell yourself?
I honestly, and in the same realm as yourself, I'd go back to myself back then and say, hey, you know what? Take sports seriously. I was a competitor back then, but based on how I know I played sports and how gifted I was, take one sport and just run with it, as in train. Because I could have been top notch if I trained from the beginning. I got into football at an older age, but I was good for the 7 years I was playing. But imagine if I started when I was in those club leagues and those junior leagues and whatnot, and crafting myself into an action elite athlete. I'm telling you, man, would not be here right now. I would be a superstar. And I'm not trying to, pat myself on the back. I know my abilities, but the training and the respect of that craft is what I was lacking. So if I had that, if I had that, just like how you see people that you're growing up with now have their sons or daughters in hockey or gymnastics and whatnot. I didn't have that because, again, it was just for fun. It was more school.
Exactly.
Always the parents always school. Yeah. So I'm like,
I never even thought about it. Not that I ever thought it was good enough, but
no, that's a
part of it, right? Like,
yeah.
You don't have the confidence in yourself because it was just for fun. You're not thinking about all that.
And maybe
we're doing something or going a little bit somewhere.
And maybe telling myself that could be the wrong advice, only because some people take that to heart and think, no, just be a kid. Just do whatever. But again, coming from a future spot, I know what a good athlete, an elite athlete looks like. Man's like LeBron, man's like, Kobe, and all these people who just stuck with whatever they had. They're a superstar. And again, like you said, you don't have to be NBA superstar. You can be a superstar in China. superstar in Lithuania. So like you can be playing elite
Yeah.
something and getting money anyhow you
As
can.
minimal, and again, it's it's the shoe for the stars, land on the clouds. At minimal, get a Division 1 scholarship.
Yep.
Get your education.
Yep. Free.
And be in a
Run with
different, a better place anyway.
Run it. That's it.
And make certain connections. You're playing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
of course.
Same thing with music. I aim to be Drake, but could end up being, I don't know, Cardinal, for example.
No. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Still somebody.
Well, 100% he's still somebody. That's guaranteed. And he has a peak. I don't know. Is he still peaking? Is he still? He's
got a recent position. He has a recent position at, I want to say Universal. I don't want to be wrong, but I know he's like the head, and I should know this being the music guy, but head of I want to say he's the head of urban music or head of a department at Universal Canada, or it's Warner Canada, but it's a major label gig. He's definitely, and he's still on.
He's still on Canada Got Talent, whatever.
You see the commercials.
Yeah. So again,
shout out Cardinal, man.
Most definitely.
York Yeoman alumni. I don't know if you finished. He
was there. He did go, but I don't know if he finished.
I don't think he finished.
So he finished up. He finished it off. He didn't finish it. He just finished it off.
So I have the feeling he did, but I wouldn't blame him if he didn't, because I wish I never went. That's another thing.
School things. I mean,
later, man. Later.
Yeah.
Later. You're not ready for that.
Yeah, I hear you. No, just actually, you know what? Guess what? No. Yeah. Guess what happened 2 days ago here in Winnipeg? Give you a wild guess. Yep.
No.
Yep.
Yeah, we had some here.
I'm like, why?
Not alone.
And the thing is, it's not that it was the snow, it was heavy. It was just out of the blue, and then it just got seriously cold. And when you have new fresh snow and cold, it turns into ice. Everybody was just slipping and sliding. And I'm like, man, when is this gonna stop, man?
It happened here.
When is it gonna stop?
Same thing. We had 20 something one day, and the very next day it was like 5.
Yeah, exactly.
It's going back up now, but it did a quick little dip for a minute. Snow yesterday.
Just chill. I can't.
Snow. It didn't even stay on the ground, but we had snow.
I already did a little bit, but then the winds picked up and it was blowing everything around. So I'm like, geez, well, I'm just gonna chill. Don't worry about it. But
have you been to Banff?
No, that's something I want to do.
Nice. Yeah,
it is very nice. I heard it's a very nice resort type of thing. Again, there's a lot of places in Canada that I haven't been that I can go that you don't need a passport for, that you could just easily just fall in love with in terms of the location.
Me, man. I refuse. I cannot die a Canadian and I've only seen 2 provinces. I've only been to 2 provinces.
Okay, so I've been to 3. I got Ontario, got Manitoba, and I've got 4. Saskatoon or Saskatchewan. And I touched down in Alberta for a stopover, but that really doesn't count. But I've been there.
You never been to Quebec?
No, I've never been. I was about to go to junior college to play football out there, but that fell through. So I'm like, because it was a JUCO type of thing. I'm like, okay, but I'm like, nah, French.
I've been to more states than I have provinces. It's just not. It's not good.
Well, I mean, I understand. I understand why, because it's more appealing. But then again, there's a lot of places. Yeah.
There's tropicals. Hot states. So vacation is easy to do over there.
Exactly. Now, if you time it right, you can definitely hit a nice time of year in Vancouver or in the Maritimes or hell, even Alberta has a freaking dry spell of whatnot. It's just, I guess, what you're looking for and how is it presented to you. Because
I just saw, funnily enough, actually, one of those guys sent it on Instagram. You could take a Via Rail train from, I think it is from Vancouver to Toronto.
Straight?
I know it's expensive. Yeah, as far as I understand. I know it's like a 4-day trip. I'm pretty sure it was BC to Ontario. Pretty sure.
Well, that would probably cost at least the cost of a plane ticket, no? Even more?
Probably more, bro. I feel like it's more. Because the last time I looked at, not going. Actually, probably it might be the same. Might be both the same because plane tickets are pretty expensive. But going to Montreal once, I had looked into flying and versus train, and the train was close. It was cheaper, but it was close. I don't know if I out there, but I would love to do that. I would love to do that. So it's about a 4-day trip.
But just staying on the train though.
You do stop, but it's not like you stop like they stopped in one place for 4 hours, you stopped in another place for an hour, but it's not like it's not a what I would call a land cruise.
Right.
Because they have what they call a mountaineer.
Okay.
It is a train, but I don't think it goes from Ontario. It's kind of more Western as far as I understand. But it has a glass rooftop, and it's more of like a cruise, trip. But on a train. Yeah, a luxury trip.
Luxury trip. Okay, and it's called the what? The land?
The Mountaineer.
The Mountaineer.
I would love to try that. That one, you look at the price of that. It's I think it's like a $3,000 minimum or something, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't looked into it for years, but I would love to do that. There's a couple of things like that. They have because you know me, I'm the cruise guy, although I haven't been on a cruise in 3 years now. But there was a time I was looking at cruises everywhere. I'd go to Alaska's cruise. I would go. There's the Venetian type cruises over in Europe where they kind of go along a certain. I can't remember the body of water or the river, but you know, in Europe it's all connected. Each country is like a half an hour away and some madness like that. So, it's a luxurious boat. So where the room is like a glass room, like you're laying on your bed, but it's all pretty much the whole thing is made almost out of glass. Or as soon as you wake up, you look out and you see the land, the floating past land on water. Yeah, that shit is amazing.
I'm looking at this first passage to the west from Vancouver to Kamloops. Like,
which one is that one? That's Via Rail?
No, that's the first. That's the Mountaineer. Yeah, the Rocky Mountaineer. So it's all, like you said. It's all Western. It's all Western locations. And
ladies and gentlemen, this is one of those times where we just had time on our hands, so we decided to come on here and just talk ish, and we're talking ish. And looking up ish, but you're bound to learn something because you learn something in every conversation if you actually listen.
And you're not wrong about the cost. I'm looking at a 2-day rail from Vancouver to Banff for $1,800.
It's actually cheaper than what I thought, though. That's the Mountaineer. That's still
that's the Mountaineer. Yeah, that's Mountaineer, and that's like the gold the silver package. You have the long ones that are like.
1,800. Well,
there's bigger ones. There's a Western Grand that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 8 nights, 6 cities, 8 nights for $5,000, and that's with the whole glass opening and whatnot.
$5,000.
$5,000, and there's more. Like those are primary locations. This is why again, this is what winter or weather in Canada does to you. It makes you want to know where you can go and keep warm, bro. It's like makes you want to just escape and go somewhere else.
I'm so itchy to travel, B. Oh my gosh. And normally I'd be gone already. You know what's weird? I'd normally have gone somewhere by now, but it's almost like on one side of me, I want to go somewhere. On the other side, I want it to be such a great experience. It's like I'm waiting for something
better or something to pop up.
Yeah, always something better.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for. Okay, but is this something? Okay, but this. Okay, hold on. And then you spend some of the money that you had put aside, and then you're back to square one again.
Well, I have a buddy at work who pretty much took out a second mortgage to take his family to Disneyland or Disney World. I think it's Disneyland.
Yeah,
he took the whole family, and I'm like, wow. So I'm thinking about it. Then everybody's talking. Yeah, well, yeah, that's an expensive trip. With the amount of kids he has and his wife and then they're gone for a month, I think.
Yeah.
So that is wow. But again, like we were talking about, that is a once in a lifetime type of movement. So I can't question that. If that's what he wants to do and he can afford it, go for it. Do it. I'm thinking, I'm looking at myself. I'm like, man, if I had the time and the money, that's one spot I would go right off the hop, right off. Even if I found a freaking timeshare or whatever, I just go there and just chill.
That's the thing with a lot of us, though. We don't prioritize our well-being as much as we prioritize everything else. And I'll say I'm guilty of the opposite. Like I probably prioritize my well-being way more than the other things that I should.
Well.
the adult things in life, but I much rather, like even you said it, and I'm questioning it, but even myself, I think I much rather take a trip to Disneyland and worry about the house mortgage.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's a once in a while.
And I'm actually employed. Actually, I have a good job and I get paid well anyway. Yeah, why not do it one time? I obviously prefer to save up the money and go.
Of
But
course.
if I can't do that, or if it's like I have the feeling of now or never, I'm doing it, man. The experience is more valuable than the money.
So you would definitely take a loan or whatever and make that once in a lifetime trip, knowing that you can pay it, knowing that you can pay it back.
That's what it is.
Yeah, I wouldn't tell somebody to put themselves in debt knowing that they can never pay it back.
And I would, but it's very situational.
Okay.
I would, because I would say to you, but I guess it's along what you just said that you could pay it. But I would say your trip is going to cost you $2,000, but you don't have the $2,000 in your bank account. You have it on a credit card. Go. Go. I wouldn't tell anybody to just go on a trip and they know they're going to lose their job and they're coming back to nothing. That's a little different. And even in that case, it's situational. If you're 20, 23, 22, 21, 18, yeah, go ahead. Because you're going to have time to make it up. Not a good habit to form, but you got to live, man.
With me, I think it would have to be a special event, and it would have to be a long, like, worth the trip. Like, there's a like okay, we were talking about concert tickets and whatnot. Certain place person playing in Staples Center, Jay-Z final tour, blah blah, and these tickets or whatever, and someone says, yeah, you know what, come down, it's a once in a lifetime trip. I'm like, that, I don't know if I would do that. Now, fast forward though, someone says, hey, World Cup is going to be in Nigeria, I'm going. Like, I will get a loan, bro.
You know what's crazy about that scenario you painted is most people would skip work to go to the concert.
Yeah, but
like, let's say it's not Staples Center, say it was ACC.
Yeah.
Somebody, Jay-Z's in town. I got a ticket for you, bro. I got to work. Yeah, but I got a ticket, bro. You're not going to pay. All right, I'm going to call in sick. Most people would do that in a heartbeat, but they wouldn't take a trip for a week.
Yep, it's so true.
And most times in those cases, it's because, and I'm guilty of this myself, it's because you've never taken that trip for a week. Yeah. So you don't know what that's like.
It's true. This is true. But again, like things like that, World Cups, Olympics, if there was a way to get there, it was feasible to do it, yes, I would do it. I would do it, because again, those are things that you cannot, for the common person, cannot repeat. Because again, World Cup comes every 4 years,
once in a lifetime,
and then the Olympics again every 4 years. And there's certain people that are playing in these sports that you'll never see play again. Yeah, just because, right? So things like that.
But folks, I'm even more than that, man. I hate to be the what's the word I'm looking for? The Dalai, no, not the Dalai Lama, because that guy, he's big. He was wilding. He was wilding.
That guy. I don't know what he was doing, yo. I don't know what he was doing.
Wilding, Tommy. He knew what he was doing. I don't want to know what he was doing, but he knows what he was doing. Calm down, buddy. Relax.
We'll segue on that one for sure.
Yeah, that's back to you, fam. We'll get back to you. But what the hell was I gonna say? A lot of these things, like the Olympics, a lot of those things are once in a lifetime opportunities. But a lot of things in life we gotta treat as once in a lifetime opportunities, even when they're not. Because a lot of times we let opportunities or experiences pass us by because we feel like, we could do that again. We'll catch that another time. When that's never the truth. If you really think about it, you really deep thought on that, no experience is the same. It's never the same twice. You could go to the same job 5 days a week. Every day is different somehow.
True.
And if it's exactly the same, my friend, you are in Groundhog Day. Something's wrong.
That's true.
You're dreaming, because there's nothing that's ever exactly the same. So
that's true.
If that is the way it is at work, we gotta move with our lives like that. Like, sometimes skip work, go to that concert because you may not get another chance. Sometimes stay home, play with the kids, because even if you do get another chance at that, it won't be like this chance.
True. Okay. That makes sense.
Lay in bed with your wife a little longer. Go to work late. You've been on time for like 5 years straight. What are they gonna do?
I don't condone what this man is saying because I don't lose my job.
No, and then, of course, he used wisdom. Of course, he used wisdom.
Yeah, I know.
But sometimes using wisdom is moving reckless, and I know that's
no. You're definitely.
You don't. I don't know if I've ever. No, I probably not on this version, but I told you my Dominican Republic experience, which is why I say like your greatest experiences are near death ones.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
When you walk away like, oh, yo, we got away from that. Oh, that was crazy. Sometimes those are the best memories you ever had.
That is
as long
true.
as everybody left unscathed.
That's true. Because you live to tell about it. And I mean, and even when you tell the story, the adrenaline is building into you, like it's repeating the whole event again and again. That's why people love roller coasters.
Yes,
it simulates death. It simulates fatal.
Closest you can get to jumping off a building and not dying.
Yeah, and again, it's that skydiving. All that stuff.
Jumping,
that's why all these people are doing these things, because you're like, they want that feeling all the time. And now I get it. But the fear is what stops you from getting to that next spot.
Exactly.
Like you want to go do an African safari, but you're afraid that you might get eaten by a lion. But when you after finish the whole safari and you're good and everybody's like, oh my God, did you see that lion? It was so close and blah, blah, blah. That's it. But you have to get over that hump. You got to get over that hump of that fear. I mean, I'm afraid of heights. I won't jump off a freaking bungee, but if I did and I successfully finish and back on earth on the feet, I'm like, yeah, that was exhilarating.
A story with that, I was just thinking about this. Story with that is, I remember on one of those same trips, there was a, what do you call those? Zip lines. It was a mini zip line. It wasn't too high off the ground, maybe like
30 feet,
20 feet, 30 feet, something like that. Right. And I'm same like you, scared of heights. So my boy's like, yo, you should try the zip line, because he knows I'm scared of heights. He's like, you should try the zip line, man. Like, you know what? I'm gonna try it. And I went long line. I don't do lines. And the fear just helped me say, forget it. Right? Both just work together to say, hey, nah, you don't want to do this. What's waiting in this line?
Have you seen that line? It's crazy. And by the way, you hate heights anyways. What the hell? Both of this don't you. What the hell are you talking about? I know, man. Can't you see this line? Yeah, look how high that place is.
Well, my dumb ass. Y'all right, man. Let's go.
Man, we out. Come on, guys.
Right. Hey, I said we out. Feeling like I was a leader, dumbass. But and then I ran back into the same guy told me to go on it. They're like, no, man, you should go. You know, I really think you should go. And I didn't go. And to this day, I wish I went.
Really?
Because that would have been the most, what's the word I'm looking for?
Heart pumping?
One of the best first experiences of conquering my fear of heights.
Okay.
I was on vacation. I'm having a good time already.
Right.
It's a small one. It's not over no high ass tree line.
Right.
Like it's just, you know what I'm saying? Best possible first experience to conquer that fear. And I passed it up. And that's what I wish I didn't do. It's not even so much I wish I did the zip line, because that would have been a good memory also, just on that trip, or to add it to the memories of a trip. But I wish I conquered my fear that day.
Okay, that makes sense. See, me being a technical guy, I was like, okay, now, I don't know how long ago that was, but I'm like, say, it was probably 5-10 years ago. But now there's technology, and I have one.
The
VR. I can go anywhere in the world with this thing.
Uh-huh.
I can fly. I can float. I can drive. And because our brains were stupid, like the brain is stupid, but it's smart. But it's no. What I mean is easily be tricked.
It's under
virtually.
That's what you're saying.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So you put that goggle on, you just make the mind think it's somewhere, and you're there. That same feeling happens. There's a roller coaster ride on this thing that if I'm sitting on it, I feel that adrenaline, because that's what the brain sees. The eyes is what's feeding the brain this information. So you black out everything else, and it doesn't know where it is. It's going to think it's there, right? So I'm like, all right, So when you were telling me, when you were just telling the story, I'm like, you know what? There's probably an app or a game of some sort that can give you that same experience. So that's, I'm like, well, don't feel bad, Slang. You can always just jump in or something and just experience that type of feeling. You're right. It's not the same. But if you want to get that adrenaline, there's a means to it now.
To a conquering of the fear.
Right. So now when you do get that opportunity, if it happens ever, boom, you're like, yeah, I've already mentally trained for this. Let's go.
Yeah,
right.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
That's what I'm saying. Because there's so many things now that have been have altered or changed the way we think or see things that you might not be able to go to Thailand using Google Earth and some whatever. You can be there. Like I said, I went. I when I first got the VR thing. Yes, it was for games. So I'm like, let me go to this Google Earth, and I'm traveling, and I'm seeing Brazil, and then there's some of these islands. My girl showed me. She's like, there's these islands that they're in this place. I'm like, wow, Mexico. I didn't realize Mexico was like this. But then there's Dominican Republic, Russia, and all Japan. And all. You're just like there, although you're not there, but you're seeing things. You're seeing structures. I'm like, wow. So that even makes me even want to even go further and say, you know what? Let me save up and let's actually see this firsthand, because I'm like, this is
interesting. Me. Because I've discussed, now you put it that way, I've discussed with people about how there's soon to be a strong industry in cyber travel. So people not actually going places, but they're paying. Kind of like what how we keep mentioning movies. Are there windows
like Back to the Future and all of that?
But like Total Recall.
Oh, yeah. See, remember how we told you there's truth to what's going on with these movies? They probably had that stuff way back when.
Yeah, virtual reality. They've had virtual reality since like the 80s.
Yes, now they've perfected it to the point where it's tricking your mind to assume that's your life. So people are going to start living. That's why I love people that weren't happy about the whole metaverse, because there's a movie, Ready Player One, and this person takes on an avatar and he lives in that avatar, and you could be anybody, you can be the Hulk or whatever, and you're living it. That's you, 24/7 if you want,
that's
and not leave.
There's a lot. We kind of discussed this already, but there's a lot of things that are going that. Possible with the VR, with the AIs, that's like literally almost a whole new world. Like the metaverse is a whole universe.
It's a multiverse. When I saw Endgame and the multiverse, I'm like, yep, someone cracked the code. Someone said, hey, it's time to open this universe. You're thinking the black hole can take you? Yes, we can take you through that black hole, and you can be a whole different person, a whole different personality, a whole different life. Register for this lovely mask and give us $1,000 a month, and you can be this person. You can have a job in there, right? You can have a family in there without even having the family. You can have the family, the relationship you've ever wanted. All that stuff is there and possible.
You never have to leave here, which I was going to say. So many implications can happen. That's a drug.
That's the end of the human race. Yeah, because that's the endorphins gone.
Yes, exactly. People are going to plug in because they can't get enough of it.
And that's why I said that the brain is dumb, because it will be thinking this is life, and it's not. And again...
Why I give you pushback on that is because that's the same brain that created the thing that is fooling the brain.
Well, that's the thing.
The brain is a tool.
Catch-22. The brain is what's causing the stuff that's making your brain
create the thing for the
and also easy to destroy it. and then the AI. So now the brain that have created the AI is going to supersede the brain itself. We were talking about that. Hey guys, if you haven't seen Poe's rant, you guys need to check out that rant, because he went off and it made sense. Because now on TikTok, do you know what's going on my feed right now? AI songs. They did the Michael Jackson version of The Weeknd's. What the heck? They did Jay-Z and Tupac. No, Jay-Z and Kanye's Niggas in Paradise with Kanye. I mean with Biggie and Tupac. I'm like, wow,
interesting.
They had Drake doing another pop song. They had Kanye doing another. I'm like, so you're telling me we don't. I mean, these artists now are gonna say, you know what? I don't even have to write. You have my voice on tape. Give me a hit song. and they'll make millions
but
because the AI is going to make that millions.
It's the key is, again, the key is be on the wave so you don't drown underneath it. Because if you could either be the guy who's going to be the artist who's like, oh, that's not real music. Oh, no, I'm never, you could be the guy that's, I'm only going to play vinyl. I'm never going digital. I'm not buying. I'm only
and all of us were stubborn at that point. Finn was stubborn at one point.
You could be. I think almost every DJ I knew at that time was like,
this is vinyl. This is real DJ stuff. This is how real do it.
There definitely was some that weren't like that, and I'm sure they were ahead of the curve.
And now they're probably that much farther ahead because they were taking that risk. Exactly. I get it, and that's why. So and when after, and this is, I could give a lot of credit to Poe for opening up my eyes and the conversation we had with Sibs and Finn. I'm like, yo, AI is the future. Although I have pushback, but AI is the future because I'm like, because I asked you about the whole covers, and I'm like, man, these are great, and it just have to be putting a few things in, and boom, I just have to ask the right person to help me out, and I can get things done. I can put AI to work to make art for me on my business. Make products, make designs and all that stuff. And I don't have to do anything.
You basically are giving access to all these things that the rich corporations, the greatest designers, and the brilliant minds should do. But let me ask you this question. Let me hit you in the heart here now. What happens when pro sports becomes virtual experience or a electronic like robots?
I don't know about robots. I think it's going to be. But I don't think it's robots.
It's going to be
digital,
or just digital. Like or it's just digital where they just
so they're just going to
numbers and it's
exactly
sort of like you're watching a 2K game.
And I believe that's going to happen. I believe that's going to happen because you're going to have. Remember, this is sport, and just like how we have the dream matches, Tyson versus Ali. And I remember, I think there was it was Rocky. It was Rocky, and they said, "Oh, Rocky." Yeah, because they'll get the best of one superstar, put all the information on how he boxes, how he does everything, put him against one of these guys, have that fight, and put it on pay-per-view.
Yeah,
and make people pay to watch it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, we're giving away some ideas.
I'm gonna hold that.
Some people probably started this, but you never know.
No, you never know. You never know, but. You know what?
That's an empire right there. If you're a person who is able to start, like even if it's like giving away ideas, you have a sports bar where you held these events, of dream matchups of all types, and the friggin' Bill Russell Celtics versus Shaq's Lakers and stuff like that. That would be crazy.
Going even further, you know how much people's lives that you can extend by just having virtual fighters or virtual athletes.
That's why I said robots too, but it makes much more sense virtual.
Right. So now, for instance,
nobody's getting injured per se.
We'll segue. Hold on. And a certain man got fired recently. Nick Nurse gets fired as a ref. I'm sorry. That's hurtful. Heart is hurting from that when I heard that. But
TNT,
if we want to talk about how sports are,
put him up the river.
But that happened to freaking Casey.
Put the Raptors on the vacation
on the map.
boat. TNT put Raptors on vacation boat.
That's true.
And then the Raptors put Nick Nurse up the river.
That was it. But what I was saying is now guys can now virtually coach a squad and actually get paid to do it. No more. You can have a team and just virtually coach them and make money.
It's overall cheaper for the people who have to shell out the money. It's just overall, it saves them money. You don't have to build. There's no overhead really if you don't want it. The only you might pay a couple guys to plug in numbers. You might again, like you said, you have a virtual coach which be some nerdy kid. You need to. Doesn't have to be no real coach.
Remember, esports is a big thing now. Like guys who play video games for money is a big thing. So if you have an adult person, like a man who like a coach, like a Nick Nurse, who's having troubles all of a sudden, and you know what? There's this virtual league that I'm coaching in. Yeah, I'm going to coach over there in Europe, and I'm going to coach the the aces, of
Yeah.
a mixed gendered squad to go against, and
Yeah.
all they're doing is just plugging in numbers in the computer. They're
We're
giving
just
in the
gonna use your
signals.
brain. Yeah.
You use your brain to make things happen, and poof. So that
That's
can
true.
happen. That can
is very
happen.
true.
And again, like I said,
very
with UFC, you save people from fighting by getting
Yeah.
them to fight virtually with their mind
Yeah.
in there. You know what I'm saying?
Now, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing with all of this.
Mhm.
I think it's like the third episode we're going to talk about AI, but with all of this, the human element.
Mhm.
Because when we're talking about sports, I just look at it like,
Mhm.
and maybe it's because this is how I've grown up. I can't
Right.
see a time where we won't, as humans, want to see other humans play sports or challenge themselves physically for a winner for us to watch. Because that's part. Like I was watching a show the other day, and they were talking about how the NBA is now trying to sell an action movie. That's how they put it. Like it's trying to sell the highlights and the splash.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
it, right?
I saw the little into NFTs or whatever they're doing right now.
Yes, all that stuff.
Mhm,
But
mhm.
in reality, the playoffs or the game or any sports is more of a drama than an action movie. It's more a drama movie. It's more about the storyline of this person rising to the top, this person getting almost there and not making it. This person who was supposed to be the greatest, and now he's out of here. Like it's more about the drama of this story. So
that's perfect.
Again,
perfect example.
I don't know. Again, especially in sports, but it's even like, let's say, entertainment. We're not going to want to watch CGI movies all the time. We actually want to see real people in these situations. We want to see a real person miss a shot, at least for as long as we'll still be alive.
However, though, CGI is getting so perfected now. At one point, we'll never even know.
The difference.
We won't know the difference. The brain will be tricked. I'm telling you. Because some of these movies now, you would never realize. I mean, look at the action movies. You think half of these guys are flying? Half of these guys, but you would the way they present it. Exactly. They're in a cart. Look at that. I have that over there.
For decades,
exactly. I'm like, it's a way to make it so realistic. And again, it just takes imagination. They got a rig and some mechanics, and you're just somewhere else doing something else. Look at
give me one second. Go ahead, though. Go ahead.
No, just like the I think it was the John Wick. I think it was John Wick. There's scenes in there where Keanu Reeves was never shooting a gun, although he trained for it. But I mean, think about it. You think he's going to be shooting guys like that the way he was normally? No, man. I mean, it's just all CGI. Bullets flying here, freaking swords kicking off bullets and all that. That's crazy. It's weird. And again, people, you have to understand that's where we're going right now. Movies are our window or peephole to what's coming up next, man. What's coming up next? Can't avoid it. That's what's going to happen. CGI and AI combined with a very powerful mind can change the outlook of the world in a heartbeat. Everybody goes to the movies to escape. Now, like I was saying already, this bad boy right here, you can do it in the comfort of your home. There's apps and programs and even memberships that you can go and watch a virtual basketball. If I wanted to, I think there's NBA TV has an app on the VR that you can actually watch the NBA playoffs live. Courtside.
Courtside.
Yeah. So if I want to do that, I can. A few clips here and there, and I'll be in different seats in the arena because they have cameras set up. They've done it for the football games. So I'm like, yeah. So now you pay a membership, say, I don't know, season tickets. Call it season tickets to your favorite teams at half the cost because you don't have to be even there. So at $500 for the freaking year for the season, you're front row sitter watching. And then they'll even plug you in because your buddy has the same type of membership and you can hear him talking right beside you.
Yeah, see, these are the good parts of this whole. That's the good sides of everything.
Yes, but not exactly.
And that's what'll come first. If there's a bad side,
the bad side is that you lose that social connection.
That connection.
Yeah, because I was watching. There's an app on this device, and it's called Big Screen, and it's almost like a movie theater scenario. And people will be showing movies or having talks or presentations. And at one point, I was watching the NFL playoffs. And we're talking with guys all across the world about what we're watching. And you can see their avatar moving around and talking and doing whatever. I'm like, man, this guy's in Tennessee. This guy's in freaking London. This guy's in freaking Saskatchewan. That's amazing. At the same time, it's scary because Now no one would want to freaking leave their house.
You never,
'Cause
never have to connect.
their best friends are right there. Yo, you're
It's
going
like,
on at 8
yeah,
o'clock? Yeah,
it
man. All right, see you
reminds
there.
me. Just recently, my like my sister and husband and my mom and my niece, they went on a cruise recently, and they were leaving from Florida, from Miami,
Right.
Fort Lauderdale, one of those two anyway. And so my niece has had this cyber pen pal, or a girl she's been playing games with for like, my niece is 19. She's in university, so she's like 18, 19, somewhere in there. And she's been playing games virtually with this girl since she was like 8, 9, and they never met. But now they got the chance to meet because she was out there, and they went to dinner and all that stuff, right? So I say that to say that story in itself is the good and the bad side of the thing.
Yeah, you're right.
But it turns out to be all good because she ended up getting to actually meet this person in person.
Yes.
But to your point, if we get dependent on never having to meet in person, then we're going to be comfortable not without the human interaction.
Yep.
And I think it'll drastically change the way the world works. Or the way
100%.
This world, kindness is already at an all-time low. So could you only imagine if you never have to see somebody, how kind you will actually be to somebody you see?
But look, that's what happened with TikTok. Again, this is what the internet, or this is what the technology has done to us. It has made us very, very aggressive, very, very unfriendly, because we know there's no consequence. We talked about this. You can talk shit about anybody, and I said, Control Alt Delete, I'm out, or turn off the phone, whatever, or change my handle and never see them again. That's what's going on right now. So I mean, it's happening. It's already happening. There's a lot. There's more cyber crimes happening than there are regular day-to-day crimes.
No.
Now, I'm not going to compare what is worse, whatever, but it's happening, and the fact there's so. I mean, I won't say no. I will. The whole scammer calls that are going on in India and all these places where they have people claiming that they're Amazon or whatever. That's their job. Like, they have a full building in India with people scamming people because they know there's
that's how they survive.
Yeah, and I'm like, man. So these are criminals, cyber criminals, who are making money as their day-to-day job. Think about that.
Crime pays, man. Crime pays.
Yeah.
It also pays the police officers that fight it. That's we have to remember. There's two sides to every coin.
It's true. It's true.
There's two sides to every coin. So every dollar, it's coming not only from coming or going from a good place or bad place, but it's a going or coming to a good place or a bad place.
Yes.
That same police officer turns right around and buys some cocaine for his drug habit that same night.
Yep.
So it's a cycle.
Don't be surprised that's actually happening. It's truth.
Absolutely.
Man Dem's freaking will stop a guy from drinking and driving, but that guy will go home drunk and be his wife. Okay.
Absolutely.
No, I'm just saying that's just facts. So don't be surprised. Again, no one's perfect, but at the same time, man, it's just weird.
It's man. That's the world.
World is a very, very messed up, and you don't want to fully blame technology.
Well, you can't.
I used to.
There before technology.
You're right, but again, technology is now making it almost easier to do.
What?
I think, anyways. I could be wrong.
Yes and no, because there's always a pushback to every time there's a step in technology, there's a step in crime fighting or how to stop it.
That's true. That's true.
So yeah, and once upon a time, remember, there was no pictures on a driver's license. It was just paper.
You're right.
And your name printed on it. Man Dem would fraud that out. So they said, "Oh, wait a minute, we got to put a picture on it now." And the Man Dem would fraud that out. And they said, "Oh, wait a minute, we got to make it like so they can't just cut out the picture and put in a new picture." Okay, and then they did that. And they said, "Oh, wait a minute, we got to put a watermark on it."
Yeah,
and it just keeps going and keeps going and keeps going. So there's going to be a point where there is no license. It's a chip in your hand.
Yep. I was gonna say that's how they're moving. That's the way.
No stickers over here, right? There's no stickers.
Yeah, they gave up on that because you know what? They gave that's the thing. The crime won and said, "Hey, we got you. Don't try to put anything else. We're gonna stump you." So Ontario government said, "Well, you're right. Forget the stickers, and you're driving free." So then they tell the other provinces, "Hey guys, just don't bother." And then also the other provinces are like, "Hey, you know what? They have a point. Crime wins." That's how it
Sorry,
is.
sorry, crime wins.
Well, think about it. I mean, that's what gave up. I mean, they kept on fighting and
valid
fighting.
assessment.
Do you know there's a whole bunch of, I think there's a product. I know I've seen it because I've had a friend who had it. There's a spray that you spray on the license plate. So when you speed through a traffic camera, one of those red light cameras, it can't pick it up. It's so bright, it gets picked. It can't. So I'm thinking, wow, like,
See that?
and these are being sold. I'm like, oh, you can't
It's probably
win.
some
Like,
normal spray, something you could buy at
Yeah.
freaking Home Depot or something.
yeah, just mix it with something else, and you're gone. I'm like, wow.
Man will always find a way, bro.
Yes.
Man will always find. That's what I'm saying. Even to bring it around again, even when iRobot or Terminator come to take us out, there's gonna be an underground revolution that is trying to fight the rise of the cybernetics.
Yep.
Because
This is
man
truth.
always will fight.
This is true.
And on that note, keep fighting.
Yeah. Keep the battle going, folks. Keep the battle going. Don't give up. All right? Don't give up.
Look like the Notre Dame fighting Irish. Keep fighting.
That's why he's the GOAT. Yep. The GOAT. That's why. All right, folks. Again, we were just shooting the shit right here. That's what we do. I mean, content is king. We'll just ramble. That's the thing.
Diarrhea.
We're still gonna try to get some of these guys out here. We got a lot of stuff coming and happening. We have hit over 10, I think 11,000 views on our shorts, which is great, right? Yep. Shout out to all of us. Shout out to the editor.
Wait a minute. We can't leave yet because you messed me up from the beginning. What did you do to make yourself better today? You thought you were gonna get away from that?
What did I do to make myself better today?
Yeah, what did you do, man?
I actually ate healthy today. I ate healthy today. So because now I'm on the workout grind. Actually, after this, I'm going to go work out. But that's the
hit the horn, man. Hit the horn.
Yeah. So I made sure.
You have dogs barking?
What's that? Not yet.
Dog bark?
I just have.
You need a dog bark.
Okay.
Oh, that's good. That's better. That's better.
Yeah. So that's the vibe. I mean, I made sure mentally to make sure I eat properly, and so far so good. No issues. I mean, I might feel it later on or get the progress because it just happened just over there. I just started working out, and I'm like, okay, the knee feels good, the body feels good, and the energy is back. So I'm like, okay. Because but the only sad thing about it is that I will stay up because the energy, the endorphins are just pumping right now. It's just like, okay. I'm wide awake now. What's next? So now I have to try to tire myself out. And the only way I do that is just computer stuff and whatever. So then I'm not sleeping enough. So again, the balance has to happen.
Yeah. You'll get there.
I'm definitely going to get there. So once I work out, I'm feeling good. What about yourself?
Well, besides, I did do my workout this morning and I meditated.
Meditating.
I meditated yesterday and I meditated today.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying. It's not even difficult because it's not a difficult thing to do.
It isn't. It isn't.
But it is again one of those training yourself to value those times, those moments when you have an opportunity to just sit down and meditate. Which and we're talking 5-10 minutes, but it's tough to sit still for 5-10 minutes and just give yourself that time. It's time for us. We need to do that stuff. So I did that, and it's funny. I didn't even plan it yesterday, which led to me doing it today as well. I just ended up in a state where I was, when you're just sitting down. Well, it was 4:20, so do it that way you will. But I was in what we will call a semi-vegetative state, unintended.
Vegetative for sure.
Right now, man.
Yes, guy.
And I zoned out, and as I was zoning out, I kind of caught myself, and I said, "No, go ahead, zone. Let's use this and meditate." And I did.
Now, where did it take you though? That's the question.
It didn't take me anywhere, man. I don't take trips like that when I meditate. I know some people do go to different dimensions or
Some people zone out.
Paul with the shrooms probably goes out there somewhere in the wilderness. But no, bears. For me, I think it's just a emotional reset or a mental and emotional reset, if even for a moment. Because when I feel overwhelmed or I feel even tired, like maybe not sleepy tired, but maybe sleepy tired, but more, physically drained or mentally drained.
Yeah.
That's when I always remember to meditate.
Mm.
And that's when I find it the most beneficial. Almost immediately after, I feel more, or if I feel down, or if I'm having like a bad day, or I got in an argument and I'm heated. That brings a source of positive energy, feel good energy, for lack of a better phrase. Makes me, again, I think resets my attitude.
Okay. Your outlook.
Yeah, my outlook. Resets my outlook. Okay. Centers me back. Like, yo, this is bro. This is who you're trying to be. This is what you want to be. Right here.
That makes sense.
Right here is what you don't want to be.
You know what? You're right. Meditation could help. I have apps and so forth that I use to help me to go to sleep, but never really tried meditation too tough. But I think I should. I think everybody should.
I was gonna say, me, nothing is for everybody, but the 3 things I would recommend for everyone to try: exercise, meditation, counseling.
Counseling, yeah.
4th thing, love.
Try love.
Some people don't want to try it, man. Some people fear love like they fear heights, bro.
You're gonna add another 30 minutes to this damn show, bro, when you say things like that.
But
try love.
This is a bitter motherfucker talking right now. I'm bitter as shit.
All right.
But if you don't
from the heart,
you'll never know what it is. You'll never know what it feels to feel a certain kind of way for somebody. And I'm not talking just romantic love.
No,
be a love for your child, unconditional love. And endless, nobody could change the way you feel about this person love. But you type of love. That
makes sense. Okay.
Those are the 4 things that I would prescribe for a good life.
Noted.
Have nothing to do with money.
Short, okay? Hey, editor, short. That's a short right there. Give it to them. Give it to them, all right?
Short.
Give him the moments.
I poured out all my wisdom.
Exactly. See, it's always a nugget at the end of the show. Always a nugget. Always a nugget. But that's it. That's all, folks. We're gonna head out. This man's gonna be working till the freaking cows come home, and I'm gonna go work out and try to sweat off the rest of this day.
I should have took this angle. This is a much better angle for me. Next time.
Bruh. All right. That's it. That's all. We're out of here. Peace and love. Later.